Jesus said that you could summarize all of the commandments in two ways: love God and love your neighbor. Moreover, the teaching of Jesus commands us to love God and love our neighbor. Is that possible? Can you really command somebody to love? Can you really force somebody to love somebody else? And if you are just loving somebody because you're supposed to, is that even love? Well, it depends on what you mean when you say love. Love is a word that we use to describe everything from what we feel about a hot dog to what I feel about my wife and everything in between. And of course, when we use the love, and even when the New Testament writers use the Greek words for love, yes, there is a component to love that is affection, romance. But there's another side of love that doesn't have anything to do with our feelings. There's another side of love that involves seeking the good of somebody else, even at your own expense. And so, if this is what we mean when we say that we are to love God and love others, that we are to respond appropriately to who God is and then serve other people, seeking their good ahead of ours, then yes, I think it is right for us to do it even when we don't want to. Following and obeying good and righteous laws and commands is a good thing in and of itself, even if we don't want to do it. In fact, the great civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. once famously said, "It may be true that the law may not change a man's heart, but it can keep him from lynching me," and I think that's also important. And even at your school, you may have rules against bullying. And it may be true that those rules don't cause the bully to have strong affection for you, but it can keep them from putting your head in a toilet. And I think that's pretty important also. So there's nothing wrong with following good commands and rules, even if you don't want to. In fact, it's an inherently good thing that can also lead to your feelings changing. Often through practice and discipline and forming good habits of acting as you should, even if you don't want to, what often follows that is that our hearts begin to change. And so though it may feel strange to say you're supposed to love God and love others, do so even when you don't feel like it, for it is good in and of itself, and before long, I bet you'll see your heart changing.